Hello guys, and welcome back to another video, and today I'll be talking about some tips on GCSE English Literature. So let's get straight onto the video. My first tip, and I know it sounds generic but it actually helps, is to plan your essays. I plan every single essay I do without fail, because going into an essay not knowing the quotes you're going to use, the context you'll weave in, and just the general structure is just not a good idea. And I promise you, planning your essays will help you. Just 5 minutes. Stop at 5 minutes and then get on with your essay, but just make sure you plan it. I've also got 2 tips on quotes. First of all, you need to embed your quotes into your essay. For example, when you're talking, you could be like, the reader can be influenced by the quote power of the, or whatever the quote is. Embed your quotes into your writing to sound really smart, and the examiner's gonna be like, wow, this person really knows the text really well. Secondly, on top of embedding quotes, make sure you use very rich quotes, like quotes that are very rich in analysis, or you're just not going to be getting those AO2 marks. If you don't know what AO2, it's Assessment Objective 2, which is basically marks you get for analyzing quotes and making comments about structure or form. Another thing I always do is start my essays with a thesis or an introduction. And if you stick to this thesis or introduction throughout the entire essay, it makes your essay look so much more cohesive and just much more well structured. And you just sound and look so much smarter. So make sure you do this, because the examiner is going to give you way more marks. Finally, and this is something I always do, end with the end of the text or the poem. What I mean by this is to, like, for your last paragraph, don't say, in conclusion, blah, blah, blah. Start talking about and analyzing things at the very end of the poem or text you're analyzing, and talk about the differences. For example, with poetry, I'd be talking about the differences between the endings of the 2 different poems I'm analyzing. Or for unseen poetry, the differences for the last question, and in the first question for unseen poetry, I'd be talking about just the end of the poem in general. This also applies to Inspector Calls or any text that you are doing. That's really all the tips I have to give you. We're nearly to the half term, where we have loads of time to revise and also relax, so make sure you push really hard for this last period. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.